And we are live. What's going on, CashSports? How y'all doing today on another wonderful Monday? Back at it again on CashSports. We here to talk some more effing football. That's right. That's what I'm talking about, man. We gotta talk about it because I got some things I need to get off my chest. That's right. We gonna talk about my New York Giants. What did I tell y'all last night, man? What did I tell y'all yesterday? I said the Giants. I said bet on the Giants. Who didn't bet on the Giants? Who didn't do it? Who didn't do it? Because I know y'all was counting this out, man. Hey, man, we got that dub, bro. Hey, we got that dub. That's all that matters, man. So before we get into that, please like and subscribe to Cash Sports. I graciously appreciate it. And also hit that bell, that notification button so you guys can tap in whenever, whoever, however, you can talk about whatever. I mean, come on now, but this is Cash Sports, man. You see I'm coming here with the energy. I feel good today. I feel great. But I came here. I'm going to talk some sports, man. So I'm not even going to try to shortchange you guys. Let's get right into it. So the first thing is New York Giants versus the Commanders. I was watching that game, and I'm not going to lie. Obviously, when I was looking into the stats and how my team was looking, it wasn't looking good. I mean, we were clearly the underdogs in that game. From the offense and defensive perspective, there were still some questions as it pertains to Daniel Jones. I think defenses were starting to key on Saquon Barkley. I mean, almost every play you can see that they were keying off on him. They were trying to hand him off the ball, but there just seemed to be nothing going for Saquon Barkley. But me personally, I felt like they should have been giving the ball to Saquon Barkley as much as possible. There were definitely times where I felt like they should have handed him the ball more often than not, but they decided to throw the ball. My whole thing about the New York Giants, from what I've seen yesterday, even though I love what Brian Daboll is doing with the New York Giants, I think we're starting to have a really good roster. I think we had that in the past with Joe Judge, but Joe Judge was just a poop ass coach. He fucking sucked ass. So my thing is, right, we got this head coach. We're getting the offensive line together. So we're starting to block a whole lot better. Saquon Barkley, obviously, he's been healthy for the better part of the year, and the defensive line that we've invested so much into, has been showing through the course of the season how effective and how good they are. What really killed us in these past couple games, I'm not gonna lie, we had some injuries in the secondary. We were pretty good on the secondary end, against other teams, but we lost our footing. Clearly, that Lions game freaking killed us. But then we came back. We needed this game. We needed it. Oh, let me check in the comment section. Ow, Money. How you doing, baby? Hey, come here showing some love. I appreciate it, man. Always, 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 man. I appreciate, you guys coming here, watching the videos. I'm here to talk about sports, man. Hey, tap in, bro. Hey, I'm talking football, but type in the comment section what you want me to cover. We can talk about it, man. I'm here to talk about what you guys want to talk about too. I'm talking about my Giants because that was the most recent game that I do want to talk about. Now, that pass interference play at the end of the game, right? Did I think it was a pass interference? Honestly, it could have went either way. Like, I'm trying not to be biased here, to keep it a stack. I mean, I know that corner was playing to the ball. It wasn't as blatant as some people may make it seem, but trust and believe, I would understand if it was a pass interference. But usually calls like that, as a ref, they're always so close to call because you don't want to throw a flag or a penalty that's going to decide the game, because you're going to get one in the fans. You're going to get one group of fans that's going to hate, the refs, but then one group of fans that's just going to be like, man, we got that play. So, I mean, you already know how it is, though. But me personally, hey, man, we got it. We didn't get that penalty. We managed to make a stop. But there were definitely some holes in the defense that, they were able to get through. Especially on that last play, or one of the last plays, where Terry McLaurin was definitely open, and Heineke could have keyed off on that opportunity, which would have put them up in the game, which would have ultimately have the Commanders win the game in the first place. But we keyed off, man. We were doing our thing. We were staying, honestly, every time I was switching on and off to the game, I felt like the Washington Commanders were in the red zone. But we managed to have. But the thing about the Giants, though, is that we have really, really, really good red zone defense, especially when it comes to that, our defensive linemen. I mean, hey, we know how to apply pressure uh, when we need to, right? Especially Kayvon Thibodeau having the best night of his rookie career, or of his rookie season. I believe he had 12 tackles on the night, and definitely he had picked up had a scooping score. So I was definitely excited to see that too. I know Kayvon Thibodeau's personal family members, so I'm definitely in support for anybody that's on my team. So keep it 100 right there, right? So as we know, the Giants have a high 80 to 90% to making the playoffs, but we know that it doesn't finish there. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little quick thing right here because I know I got this thing up on the screen. So let me pop this up a little bit. All right. So you can kind of see some of the things that happened yesterday. So we can kind of just read off the topics, just in case you guys didn't key off on some things that did happen. So I mean, I already talked about it. Giants hold on to the Commanders. How Kayvon Thibodeau dominated the Washington Commanders. And I know you guys heard about that Raiders play at the end of the game against the New England Patriots, right? That was that was probably one of the dumbest plays I had ever seen in my life. I'm not gonna hold you. I was watching it as it happened. If you guys tuned in into the episode yesterday, I was actually watching it live as it was happening while I was streaming. So I was reporting it as it was happening, and then it was honestly, to me, it was a funny play. It was a hilarious play. Why? Because Mac Jones got freaking stiffed arm. Like it was like a Derrick Henry play. Like I ain't never seen no shit like that before in my life. I mean, the Patriots, they were tied up with the Raiders. It was a head-to-head game. It was 24-24. Patriots had the ball. I don't exactly remember where they had the ball, but I know either they decided to run the ball. They could have went for the kick, but like I said, I don't remember where the ball was exactly, so I don't know if they had the opportunity to go for the kick. I mean, but hey, whatever you can dish out, you can dish out. But fact of the matter is, they gave the ball to Rhamondre Stevenson. They handed him off the ball. I think he was going on for like maybe a 30 yard run, and then time had already ran out. Excuse me. Time had already ran out when it came to the game. So Rhamondre Stevenson, I guess, gave a pitch to Jacoby Myers, and then Jacoby Myers lateraled the ball back to Mac Jones. And that was in itself was the biggest mistake you could have ever done. I mean, I get, he answered all the questions. He went up on the press conference and he kind of admit to everything. So, we don't have to key off on that. But the fact of the matter is, he said he thought Mac Jones was open. Now, this is the most important question out of the whole freaking thing. What the hell was Mac Jones going to do? I mean, like, let's keep it a stack. I get it if it was maybe a pass play, a flea flicker, but you're passing. It's like kill the carrier, bro. You're throwing the ball backwards to some guy who can't even. He runs a 4 ever. He runs a 5 flat or some shit like that. This man can't run. So essentially, you would have to have somebody who can run with the ball to come back, take get the pitch, and then find. So you're losing yards every time you're doing a lateral because obviously you cannot throw the ball forward. So there was almost no sense. There was obviously no common sense to give Mac Jones the ball in that situation, right? So Patriots, they could have went into this weekend, or they could have gotten out of this weekend being 8-6, but now they are 7-7. Their playoff hopes are still alive, and decent enough, given the fact I'm sorry. Given the whole coaching controversy, and you got Matt Patricia calling plays for the Patriots, which is a complete freaking disaster. I mean, that might be the reason why Mac Jones probably can't evolve as a quarterback, because Matt Patricia is just He's just not an offensive play call. I'm just calling it like it is, man. But the Patriots do what Patriots do. What they love to do is run the ball, preferably over the path. But the Patriots just had Tom Brady for all these years, right? All these years they've had Tom Brady, and now they don't have that luxury to start passing the ball late in games. Now they have to be a little bit more. They have to be a little bit smarter with their play calling. They have to consider that Mac Jones is still kind of adjusting to this whole league process, because he's still in his sophomore year, so um we can't beat him up entirely, especially given the situation that he's in. It's not like he's like Trevor Lawrence's situation, or even at the time when Patrick Mahomes took the helm. Like Mac Jones, even though he has a really good quarterback, even though Mac Jones has Bill Belichick, one of the greatest coaches, if not the greatest coach to have ever coached the game, but he's not an offensive guy. He knows football, definitely knows football than me, that's for sure. But the fact of the matter is, though, you need somebody there to help with Mac Jones's progression, right? You need somebody who's gonna, sit him down, have those one-to-ones, like really key off on what's going on with him, right? If you guys can understand what I'm trying to say, let me know, all right? Right. So another thing here, Bengals rally to defeat the Buccaneers. How Cincinnati overcame a 17-point deficit, right? So I do remember this game also. The Buccaneers were up on the Bengals for I believe the first half, much of the first half, I'll say that. And then obviously in the second half, Tom Brady had 4 turnovers in that game. Yes, Tom Brady had 4 turnovers in that game. Yeah, that's what I like to hear, right? As a Giants fan, hey, I can't ask for more. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't wish for a better Christmas. But how you doing, Jalen Hurts? I'm glad you brought that up, Batcher. Thank you for bringing it up, because I did hear about Jalen Hurts being that there's a very good chance that he might not be playing in this week's game against the Dallas Cowboys. And that's a huge matchup, bro. This is essentially, right, a division matchup. Essentially, but it is a division matchup and potentially a playoff matchup. Despite how the Cowboys have looked in recent weeks, we already know that they're going to be going against each other again and again, and more than likely in the playoffs. But the Cowboys, man, that's a story for another segment. But actually, let me bring that up just so I can clarify some proof with you guys, at least what's going on with Jalen Hurts, because I know they said that there's a very, very good chance he has a sprained shoulder, right? Let me switch it to here, right here from The Athletic. Right, I got a subscription, so if you guys want me to send you that 30-day free trial, when it comes to The Athletic, you guys can get all these exclusive articles. They get really good in-depth articles, and not that long too. So if you guys don't like reading, trust me, it's not too much reading. There are a lot of big words in there, though. There's some big words in there, but you guys are big boys. You can figure it out. This team, let me see. This might keep the team out of rhythm entering the playoffs. I could see that. I could see your point. I don't agree, though. I don't agree. Even though I love how Jalen Hurts is playing this year. He's playing phenomenal. I said in my other videos that he was definitely the biggest X factor coming into the season, but now I do not feel that way. Is he an X factor? Do I consider him an X factor? To a degree, yes. I feel like the quarterback is always an X factor when it comes to each and every game, especially when you're factoring their ability on how good they are in the position. But nonetheless, Jalen Hurts is having an MVP-like season. So if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, more than likely Jalen Hurts would be the MVP front runner for MVP this year. And I love to see it, man, because we've seen Jalen Hurts from Alabama, right, lose his job to Tua, go to Oklahoma, dog out in Oklahoma, and then now making a statement at the NFL pro level, and we love to see it. Now, going back to what you said, Batcher, I don't think so, because I think because of how this team is made up, I think they really trust in their guys, right? I think with the approach on how the Eagles go about it. Everything is not relied on Jalen Hurts' shoulders in the first place. I mean, you have so many components that come with this team that make this team great. Jalen Hurts, for the better part, and I'm trying to be respectful here, he's a part of the process, right? And I'm looking at it from the team aspect. I mean, you have this great defensive line. They have one of the best offensive lines. You even have this rushing game, that's starting to flourish in some areas, and especially with Jalen Hurts being able to make plays with his feet. You probably have, one of the best receiving cores in the league, one of the best secondaries in the league. So come on now, So I totally get what you're saying. Oh, you said something about which teams are the biggest threat to the Eagles. I think the Niners are their threat, even with their third string. Honestly, bro, if I had to keep it 100 with you, I was saying the 49ers win the NFC. Like while the Eagles were playing so well, because what I see from the 49ers is definitely dangerous, man. I mean, the number one defense in the league, Brock Purdy, is playing like Tom Brady when he first got his job. He don't want to let it go. Mr. Irrelevant has become Mr. Relevant, right? So I think that's the biggest story out of here is really Brock Purdy. And if he continues to keep doing what he's doing, the 49ers might have somebody on their hands, man. They might have a QB for the long haul. I mean, even though they've given up so much for Trey Lance, hey, depending on how good Brock Purdy plays for the rest of the year, there's definitely going to be some QB competition heading into the training camp next year. But for me, I definitely got the 49ers. Vikings, they're a threat. Their roster makeup is very good. But I just don't see them beating the Eagles, especially, what we've seen in that matchup earlier in the year. I feel like, Kirk Cousins just makes way too many mistakes, especially when it really matters. And I would love to see, the Vikings actually do something in the playoffs, but I don't really consider them, the biggest threat. But for sure, I agree with you, the Niners, because of that defense, because of, Debo. We already know Debo Samuels is going to come back. So that's good news. That was good news, too. That came out around last week that he won't be missing too much time. I believe it was sprained ankle, I believe, or something was sprained. So he will be coming back. And what I love about Brock Purdy, right? I think he's utilizing George Kittle even more than porn star Jimmy. Right. I think George Kittle has looked the best right now in recent weeks than he ever has with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is doing his thing, man. So big ups to Brock Purdy. But remember, he's playing with a lot of great guys: Debo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Kyle Shanahan is calling plays. So it's not like they're putting the whole weight on his shoulders. But yeah, man, I couldn't agree more, bro. I couldn't agree more. Let me see. Let me check out some other teams because I know I'm missing some in the NFC. But we mentioned the Niners. I mentioned the Vikings, and then who else? Come on, give it to me. Okay, Vikings. And you know what though? I mean, I hate to say this, but I gotta say it. I gotta say the Cowboys, man. I got to, because of that division rivalry. I mean, even though Dak, they lost last game, it was a piss poor performance on Dak's end, but I can't, eliminate that Cowboys defense, especially, they just signed T.Y. Hilton and they're gonna, and if they sign Odell Beckham Jr., I mean, really what it comes down to the Cowboys not going far in the playoffs is really just on themselves. Like the Cowboys really just beat themselves in most situations. So yeah, I gotta say the Cowboys too, bro. I gotta say the Cowboys. BCB. I'm sorry, bro. I'm a little slow there. I don't understand all acronyms. So sometimes you got, you know what? Let me look it up. So let me look that one up, bro. BCB meaning. butt crack boy. I hope that's not what he means, bro. I hope that's not what you say. That's not what you saying, because that's what he came up. Unless it's bachelor's for computing and business, but I'm pretty sure that's not what you're alluding to. Man. But thank you. I appreciate you bringing that up. Hey man, keep asking questions, y'all. If y'all got any football questions, hey man, I can go back and forth, man. Come on, man. I love talking this. By the way, like and subscribe to the video, man. I appreciate it, man. Uh, Chiefs clinch the seventh straight AFC West title with overtime versus the Texans. Right? Pull that up again. Yeah, so I was one of those people. So if you guys were probably watching, I mean, more than like you guys were. Oh, search up BCB for Brock Purdy. Okay, got you. All right, I got you right now. Actually, let me do it on my computer. BCB. Now, I don't want, well, this is the honest question. Okay. That's what 49ers be chanting. Oh, that's what they be chanting? What does that mean, though? I don't understand that. Is that what they're calling him, butt crack boy? Wait, no way. No freaking way. Nah. See, this is why y'all gotta this is why you can't be just saying acronyms with me, man. I gotta oh big nah. Yo, they're wild for that, man. Hey, didn't they say the same thing about Nick Fultz? he called him Big Dick Nick. I even remember an article. No, not an article, a video. They were asking Deion Sanders, and they was asking about Nick Foles. And they brought up that nickname, and Deion Sanders was like, nah, man, I'm not calling him that. So BCB, man, hey. That's wild. 49ers fans are insane though. They're crazy. They literally. But yeah, man. So back to the Chiefs. Chiefs clinched the seventh straight AFC West title. I mean, is there really much more to say about the Chiefs? I mean, they're cooking up, right? You get some games where Patrick Mahomes isn't playing the best, but even in those games, right, he's still proving that he's one of, if not the best quarterback in the game, right? And he might win another MVP while doing it, right? And we got to factor this in too, man, because even though he lost Tyreek Hill, it almost looks there's no aggression. I mean, it's not like it should have been expected, but at the end of the day, man, I didn't expect him to just kind of key off on this situation, really do his thing, which is what Patrick Mahomes has been doing for really for his entire career so far, right? And let me know, man, do you guys think Patrick Mahomes is the definite MVP for this year? Do you? But honestly, I even got to bring up a sleeper pick. I got to bring up a sleeper pick because Joe Burrow could be in that conversation for MVP, but it entirely depends on how they finish off the season. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for Joe Burrow because I do believe that they do have a very difficult schedule when it comes down to it to finish off the year. And then not to mention Patrick Mahomes is leading in both touchdowns and passing yards. So we got to factor two of those things right there. Kyle Shanahan said Brock Purdy is the most poised rookie he has ever had. Nah, I feel the same way. Well, I mean, I can't speak for Kyle Shanahan, but you can almost see it. Like when you watch good quarterbacks, when you watch great quarterbacks, you can almost tell which quarterbacks are somewhat self-sufficient, right? It's like when you seen Joe Burrow, he had that it factor. When you seen Justin Herbert, you seen that he had that it factor. Patrick Mahomes, it factor. Tom Brady, it factor. Aaron Rodgers, it factor, right? You see it within all these guys, right? But with Brock Purdy, I'm not saying he's at that level just yet, but he's definitely somebody who's, we've got to put him up for consideration, or at least, like I wouldn't give up his spot unless he loses it. I would go Bill Belichick on that ass, right? I'll be like, nah, Brock Purdy is starting for the rest of his life. That's how I'll do it. F the picks, F what you giving up for Trey Lance. You got to go with the momentum. You got to go with who the guys in the locker room believe in, and that's what's more important, right? So because these guys in that 49er locker room, they're looking at Brock Purdy like, you know what, we can go somewhere with this guy. They have that moxie to them, and it seems like Brock does too. Nah, man. Hey, man, we on the same page here, bro. We're on the same page here. Look, I'm not coming on here and disagreeing with nothing you saying, to be honest with you, because I remember I got the 49ers winning the NFC. I'm being dead honest with you. Man, because that defense against that Eagles offense, it's gonna be fun to watch. That is gonna be probably one of the best matchups if we get that in the playoffs, because one thing's for sure, I know the Cowboys can't beat the 49ers. I'm picking that ass against the Cowboys, right? But yeah, man, I couldn't agree more. Keep commenting though. I'll keep replying. I'm still just keep going with the show though. What else? Vikings overcome 33-point deficit over the Indianapolis Colts, the largest NFL comeback in history. Right? In history, mind you, 33 points. Like, I was watching that game when they were down 33. I'm gonna be honest with you, I stopped watching the game. I stopped watching. I ain't gonna hold you. I stopped watching because I was like, man, this team ain't coming back. Man, bump this. I'll watch the next one. I think I went to go get some food or some shit like that. But even with that, first off, there's two things to take away from this. I don't think Jeff Saturday is going to get the coaching. I don't think he's going to keep this coaching job, especially with all the headlines that were out there with the Rooney Rule and showing favoritism and all this stuff, right? With Brock Purdy, I'm sorry. With the Indianapolis Colts and Jeff Saturday, it's going to be a rough situation for Indianapolis Colts, and especially they were going to be one of those teams that were looked at, to elevate, because they had one of the best lines. They have one of the best running backs from last year, and then that defense, it could kind of hit or miss, but I don't know, man. But it seems like Matt Ryan really isn't that guy. He's just like the captain of comebacks, right? And not in a good way. They come back on his ass. Colts are down bad. Nah, for sure. Hell yeah. Down bad. They're in football purgatory. Ever since Andrew Luck left, they haven't found their luck. I really hope so. Would be amazing storyline to see the underdog and Mr. Irrelevant win a Super Bowl, as also being the first ever rookie QB to win it. Right? Nah, for sure. It'll be even crazier if he won Super Bowl MVP. Think about that. Right? If a rookie and Mr. Irrelevant win Super Bowl MVP, hey man, just imagine, just think about the headlines. Just think about the headlines that they would have about Brock Purdy, if they were to actually execute with this year, because the 49ers have been through so much BS. I mean, let's go back to, even the offseason. You had Deebo Samuel request a trade, and then you had this situation about whether Jimmy G should be traded or not. And Jimmy G was playing relatively well for a better part of the year. And he was actually one of the best quarterbacks to throw under pressure, shockingly enough, right? Even though Jimmy Garoppolo isn't the best quarterback, I may say, but he's average to above average, especially with that system. It makes him seem above average. But this year, I definitely think, Jimmy Garoppolo was doing his thing, in my honest opinion, right? But now you had so many injuries on the defensive end, some aspects, but it didn't really hurt them too much. But then they made a key trade in trading for Christian McCaffrey, which was huge to get somebody who's versatile, can catch from the backfield, and can also run the ball. And then we already know how unstoppable Debo Samuel is, when he just has the ball, which is what they've always done. But now you have somebody like you said who's poised. They got that moxie. Brock Purdy is just simply just doing his thing, bro. And I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for NFL playoffs. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I cannot wait, especially since my Giants have a good opportunity to go in it. Look, I'm not even going to say they go. I'm not even going to say they go in the Super Bowl. I'm gonna stop there because, being honest here, going into the season, I didn't have too much stock, on my team. So I gotta keep it 100 there. I gotta keep it stacked there. So I can't lie and say that I thought my team was going somewhere. But I think it's good enough. Feels good to know that your team is in the playoffs. But nonetheless, I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for it. Actually, you know what? Let me relook at the playoff picture. So as of right now, I think this is the same thing. So I just switched it up right here. So this is AFC. Bills. We know that they clinched their playoff spot. Chiefs clinched their division. Bengals. I mean, they're well in the running to clinch their division also. Titans. They lost to the Chargers yesterday, but they're still in the leading spot because of that doo-doo ass division. Ravens still finding ways to get wins without Lamar Jackson and him being out and injured. Chargers. They secured their spot, or not secured it, but they put themselves in a really good position with that win over Tennessee, especially since they needed it too. You got the Chiefs, leading that division, and then more importantly, you have the Dolphins. But also, who are in the running when it comes to uh, the AFC? I don't want to read all that stuff in the hunt. So, I mean, you have the Patriots, who are 7-7. We know what happened. We know what happened in that situation. They have a 20% chance to make the playoffs after yesterday. The Jets, they're 7-7, also 500. They have a 24% chance to make it. The Jaguars still kicking. They beat the Cowboys right yesterday, so they have a 32% chance. And then the Browns, it's going to get harder for the Browns, Steelers, and Raiders. I don't see the Raiders doing it. I don't see the Steelers doing it, sadly, even though I love to see a Mike Tomlin team do something. I don't want Mike Tomlin to get a losing record. Please, if there's anything I want every single year, my Giants can go 0-16, but I'll be glad we got the first pick. But I do not want to see Mike Tomlin have a losing record because I like the fact that Mike Tomlin doesn't have a losing record. I do. He's one of those coaches you just, even if you're not a team, and even if you're not a fan of the team, he's just one of those guys you just want to root for. Am I wrong? Or am I wrong? I think I'm right. And who cares about the Broncos and the Texans? Broncos country, go hide. Yeah. Not looking good for my Patriots. Crazy way to lose yesterday. Oh, how money! I didn't know you was a Patriots fan, bro. I didn't know you was a Patriots fan, man. Hey, nah, that was a rough one. That was a rough one. That was a rough one for sure. You in all that time, I was talking about the Patriots. You didn't say nothing about them, man. But yeah, that was definitely a bad loss yesterday. That could have definitely put them in a whole better position than where they were. Than where they are now. So now they have a 20% chance. They have lower odds to make it than the Jets, and they're tied. Right? Let me see. Because who would they have to replace? Because because it's the Dolphins. Yeah, so they would have to go against the Dolphins. Let me see. Let me check their schedule. Let me check the Dolphins New England Patriots. Let me look at the New England Patriots schedule. All right. Well, get rid of that. Woo. So y'all got the Bengals, Miami, and the Bills. Hey, our money. You think you do it? You think you do it? Okay, Patriots, Phoenix Suns, Michigan. I know I peeped at Michigan though. You gotta tell me Michigan football. I had a hint. And Bengals next. Yeah, I caught it as soon as you did it. But yeah, man. So Bengals. I'm not gonna say y'all lose, but it's a tough one. Definitely underdogs in that game for sure, for sure. Bailey Zappi would have tackled Chandler. Hell nah, man. He would have got stiff armed just like old boy. He would have got hurdled. It's tight. We out of there. Yeah, that loss really in itself put you guys in the toughest spot possible. Because at least if you guys would have won that game yesterday, you had some leeway with Cincinnati, and then on top of that, you're playing Cincinnati, which is an underdog game for you guys. But Miami is a game that you guys could win up, right? Because one, it's at home, right? So you have a little bit of advantage there, especially Tua not being able to play well. Um, in cold games. So I think for sure that you guys can get, you can one up Dolphins in that game. So really, if we're being honest here, nah, for sure it did kill you because I'm looking at it now in the last 3 games, more than likely, more than likely you could go 1-3, right? You could go 1-3. I'm sorry, 1-2. More than likely you guys can go 1-2, right? And I'm giving that Miami game, but Miami got to put out something in order for them to to keep that spot, because just they're in the wild card spot, which means they're not guaranteed. And then that game against Buffalo, you guys could be 2-1 simply for the fact that since the Bills already clinched their playoff spot, more than likely that they could sit their guys out. But they could try to go for that number one seeding, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Oh, so they do have the number one seed. Oh, so they're tied up with the Chiefs right now. Um, but yeah, man, it's gonna be a tough one. Because there probably is a very good chance that the Bills are gonna try to get that number one seeding so they can get that week off, right? So it entirely depends on what's going on. It comes down to that moment. We're gonna it's a week by week basis, but I'm pretty sure you guys know that. That loss killed us. Bengals are hot. No, for sure. For sure. It's almost like the same situation with last year, with the Bengals. How last year they usually in the second half of the year, that's when they start to, really get their stride going and they start looking high. And it's the same situation. Yesterday, I do believe there was some defensive lineman, Humphrey, I forgot, the captain on the defensive line. He got hurt or stinged yesterday. So I'm unaware whether he'll be back or not. But hopefully he'll be back for the playoffs, which really matters the most, Jacoby Myers really thought Mac Jones was gonna do something with the ball. Oh no, yeah, I just saw that too. Our money. They own the tiebreaker over the Chiefs. Yeah, I seen that. Which is why I said they could try to go for the kill down to the last week. So like I said, it's gonna have to come down to when that opportunity is there and we can see what it's like, because we already know, man, this stuff comes out to on a week by week basis, which is why I love NFL so freaking much, man, because every game matters. It's not like basketball, man. It's like, like I love basketball just as much, but it kills me how there's 82 games, because some of these games, you get load management shit. Like NFL, you get none of that, man. I hate load managing. Freaking hate it. Pisses me off. Uh, yeah, Jacoby Myers really thought Mac Jones was gonna do something with the ball. Now I said, I don't know if you guys were there, when I talked about it in the beginning, and I said the same thing. I was like, what was Mac Jones gonna do with the ball? He couldn't throw it forward. He wasn't gonna scramble. Let's do tomorrow. I'm in Korea right now. Oh, I'm sorry, but yeah, man, it's just this is that's a funny situation for the Patriots, though. But you know what the funny thing about it is? The funny thing about this whole situation with the Patriots, they have a better record than the Bucks. And the Bucks and Tom Brady, right? So Imagine, think about this. Imagine if Tom Brady um was on the Patriots right now. Do you guys think that we better or just about the same? Let me know. I think that's a good question. Good question for another video, right? Let me see now. Try to find one more topic. Oh, tonight's game. Come on now, Monday Night Football. Come on, guys. You gotta keep me on my shit. If I don't have my shit together, let me know, man. But I love how you guys are commenting in the comment section. So you guys are keeping the flow going. You guys are, I can have a good conversation here, man. Hey, by the way, if you guys want to tap in too, I'm all for it. I should have been did that. Got the link in the comment section. You guys want to tap in? You guys don't have to come on camera if you don't want, but it's completely up to you. But so tonight's game is the Rams versus the Green Bay Packers, right? Rams are 4-9. The Packers are 5-8. I mean, who needs this win more? Who needs this win more? I say the Packers, right? I think with the Rams, it's almost like a lost season. It's going to be hard for them to really. It's going to be hard for this team to really get back into shape, especially with Matthew Stafford on it. But I like the addition of Baker Mayfield. Even with all the news around Baker Mayfield, that stuff that was circling around him, and you even had like the Carolina Panthers drop him. But the fact that I think having him on this particular team, if the line was just a little bit better, and then we didn't have all these knick-knack injuries, and maybe if you had the running game a little bit more fluid, the Rams could really be dangerous. They could be doing some things. But I think with the addition of Baker Mayfield, despite everything that's happened in the past, I think he's giving him that ember. He's giving him that little flame, to actually do something, right? Because Baker Mayfield can be somewhat of an emotional guy, and sometimes when you're in a position that the Rams are in, where they're losing games, they're losing guys, it adds fuel to the fire. So these guys have some type of momentum headed in their direction. And I think from last week, they could come out in this game lighting a fire against the Packers. Is Aaron Donald playing this game? I know he was injured a couple games, but let me know if he's out. More than likely, I don't think he's out. Right? Is this the? Why am I looking at this? Come on now. Should have switched it. So the game odds, right? The Green Bay Packers are the favorites. The Rams are the underdogs. And you can see it right here. Odds are powered by BetMGM. The Green Bay Packers have the spread by minus 7.5. The total, they're over and under 39.5. And then the money line is minus 375 in favor of the Green Bay Packers. Right? Is Matthew Stafford playing today? I don't think so. I don't think he's playing today. But for the most part, I think they should kind of stick with Baker Mayfield. I think this is a lost season. And I'm looking at these stats. Cooper Kupp he had like a high ankle sprain. So he more than likely is not going to be playing. The Packers offense looks like god awful poop for the better part of the year. And Aaron Rodgers, there's been glimpse of him, doing his thing. I'm not saying that, Aaron Rodgers has regressed as a quarterback, but, you can clearly see that they haven't drafted well or picked up the requisite pieces to put around Aaron Rodgers. And the biggest things is the receivers. We can put some blame on Aaron Rodgers when it comes to the whole Devontae Adams situation, but particularly, if I'm not mistaken, the Packers had like 10 first round. They had 10 straight first round picks, and all of them were defensive players except for that one offensive player. And I think that one offensive player, the one offensive player I know for sure was their backup, Jordan Love, right? And he's looked better in his starts this year, which came out and said that if Aaron Rodgers seeks to return this year, that he could be asking for a trade. So let's look out for that during the off season. You heard it here first, man. So Jordan Love, and this was just speculation, rumors. I'm not putting it out as official news, but like I said, just key word on that. You hear it hurt. You hear it here first on Cash Sports. You know what I'm talking about. Need Watson to have a good game for fantasy. You talking about Christian Watson, right? Nah, for sure. That dude is a beast too. Dude is a beast. Actually, we gotta look up his numbers though too, because he was racking up touchdowns in previous weeks. I hate the NFL. Did you see the Chiefs super fan robbed a bank and everybody thought he was missing? No, I didn't. What is this? Where did this come from? A Chiefs super fan robbed a bank? No, I don't know about this. If you have the link for that, drop the link in the comment section. I'll definitely like to see that one. But nah, I didn't hear about that. Love the fact that you brought that up though. Right. And then season stats. So Rams are 31st. They're 31st in points per game. Points against per game. I mean, they're about the same, 22, 23 total yards per game. Packers are about average passing game, about average in their passing game. Rams 25th in passing. The rushing yards still too. Rams have been dead as it pertains to the rushing game. I mean, there were even some rumors about Camp Makers wanting to get out of there because they're probably not utilizing him well and things like that. Green Bay Packers 125.4, which is about the middle of the pack. Yards allowed. Rams still have somewhat of a decent defense. Only problem is, I think because their offense is so lackluster, it's kind of like spreading the defense thin, so they're really not able to really they can't be on the field for that long, which gives offenses a lot more opportunity to win the game. And also passing yards allowed per game. Oh wow. So the Packers are actually really good on the passing yards allowed per game, right? Only 192 on the year. When it comes to the Rams, 228, which is 22nd in the league. Rushing yards. Oh man. So the Rams they allow 101 yards per game rushing, and then the Packers allow 154.8 yards per game on the ground, right? So that's 30th in the league. So you know what? I'm not saying anything about betting some lines or player props when it comes to the Rams and their rushing attack, but if you're smart, right, as a coach, I would try running the ball, hitting, because I feel like the Rams have had their most success during the play action, right? Back, y'all remember them days when they had Todd Gurley. Jared Goff was flourishing, under the center when he had Todd Gurley in the background. We've seen what they've done, right? But then again, when you have a great line, hey, you could do anything in the league. It's all over Twitter. He was supposed to go to the Texans game, but nobody seen him, and everybody thought he was missing. And the same outfit he wore to rob the bank with. What the hell? All right, you know what? Let me look this up now, because now I'm trying to find this. I can't even find it. What's the hashtag though? What's the hashtag? I gotta see that hashtag. You saw it, isn't it? Okay. Chiefs. So I'm gonna type in Chiefs. Chiefs alcoholic. Chiefs. Okay. Oh, is this it? Look, all right. So, is this what you cheeseaholic? Oh man, this is a funny one. Armed robbery, $200,000. Okay, yeah. So this has to be what you're talking about. So So I'm gonna read what you said again. So he was supposed to go to the Texan game. So he didn't show. Oh, so he didn't show up to the game, and then nobody had seen him. So he robbed the bank first, and then went to the game. Yo, there's some crazy ass people out there, man. There are some crazy, crazy ass people out there. That is funny. They got it all on Twitter. Wear a mask in commission of felony, possession of firearm, bond. How much did he steal though? Because I know this is just a bond that he has. So I know I was wrong when I said he stole $200,000 earlier. But I'm actually kind of like interested on how much money did he actually take, or did he get away with? Oh, it's right here. So a lot going on in the world, but everyone take a moment and to look at the chiefaholic. Oh, so you said cheese. You said cheeseaholic. Chiefaholic fan who funded his trips to games by robbing banks. Oh, he was fun. This is how he was paying for his games? In the same mask he wore to the games? I've never been prouder to root for the Chiefs. Nah, that's dedication right there. That is real dedication. That's wild though. That man was a season ticket holder. I don't know, but this is crazy. Nah, he ain't watching no more games in prison. I be hearing they be getting they games in there, man. I be hearing they get their games. U.S. Supreme Court. Gee, that don't even matter. This is just all bullshit now. Oh, look, when you need to break that longest streak of the Chiefs games attended record, and no matter the cost. I might have said that fucked up. When you need to break that longest streak of Chiefs games attended record at no matter the cost. Okay, I get it now. The way I said it kind of had me confused. He ain't watching no more games. Nah, that's for sure. If anything, he'll probably try to break out of prison to watch the game, just to attend the game. So you probably gonna hear some news about prison inmate broke out. And then you catch him at the Chiefs game with he probably gonna go there with the inmate suit on. What else though? Let me wrap it up with the sports section. See what's out here. So Christian Watson, what's going on with Christian Watson? All business in course. Jalen Ramsey after Christian Watson blows by him for a 68-yard. Wait, is the game going on right now? No, it can't be. Hey, if it's going on right now, I might have to hang it up on y'all. No, it's at 5:15. I'm on the West Coast though, by the way, so that's why my time is a little bit different. Hey, what's going on, my guy?
Yo, I ain't even peep you started the show, man. Why you ain't sending no link, man?
Because I was talking about some football, bro, and I know you don't be on it like that. So I was just
I got it. Motherfucker, I was about to say, I got to be here to support my guy. But go ahead, do your thing. Talk your talk, my boy. I'm here for you.
Nah, you good? I was just now wrapping it up. I was having a good conversation with these people on the comment section. We was going back and forth. The last thing we was just talking about, they brought something to my attention. They said a Chiefs fan, like he was robbing banks to attend Chiefs games.
What?
Yeah, bro.
That's dedication right there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We was all saying the same thing, bro. Oh shit, hold on. I just had it up. Let me bring it back up for you. Were you coming home from work?
Nah. I was off today, bro. I'm off.
I'm still trying to do that stream later because I do want to do basketball. But yeah, you can see it right here. You see the picture?
What?
Yeah, you see the picture. So he robbed the bank with the same costume, and then went to the game.
Yeah, brave soul for that, man.
I tell you, man, football fans they whack jobs out here, man. They love their teams, bro.
He do not play. He said, "I'm not missing the game for nothing."
Nah, for sure. Hey, so everybody that's watching, please like and subscribe. And another thing, who y'all got winning tonight's game, Rams or Packers? And let me know if y'all betting on these games, man. Let me know. Come Come on, man. Give it to me. Who y'all got winning tonight? I got Packers. I got Packers. Aaron
I
Rodgers
know
need to
you.
do his
That's your boy.
huh?
That's your boy.
Hey, Aaron Rodgers ain't my boy after last year.
Ah, you can't do him like that, Pat.
He ain't my boy after last year, bro. Not after last year, bro. I lost bread. I lost bread betting on the Packers against the 49ers.
I can't with you, bro.
All right, so
No,
our
don't
money
sleep what you see. You know this is a couple teams creeping up on the Bucks.
on the Bucks. I
Yeah, they
ain't
looking
we,
real shifty.
Nah, I ain't even honestly, they ain't nothing really even worry about the Bucks because for one, their division is easy as hell. I mean, they got the Falcons, Saints, and the Panthers. So
Mhm.
Panthers for sure, they not going nowhere. I mean, the only two teams we might have for consideration is maybe, and that's a big maybe,
Bro, I could have went on
the
this
Falcons.
line, bro.
Maybe the Falcons. All right,
I
so
know I wasn't bugging, bro. I'm like, where my fucking? My fault. I'm
oh,
missing team.
no, you good. But all right, so Packers. So you got Packers. Hey, I hate the NFL gave me Rams by 3. So you gotta give me a spread out of money. You gotta give me a spread. You can't make it unfair for I hate NFL. You see your boy, he said by 3. So he had Rams by 3 in this game. Come on, show me some. How many points? Let's do the spread. I'll do you know what? I'll do the same thing since I didn't say I didn't say it. So I'm gonna do Packers by 5. Packers by 5.
It's a strong spread.
Mm. I mean, hey, bro, they need it. They need it. You know, I feel it. I feel as if the Packers, because the Packers are in a better situation than the Rams. I mean, the 49ers, they already kind of clinched their division. I mean, the Rams could, and that's like a big maybe. Like they still could do something, but I mean, it's still really hard to tell. You know, actually, let me look at that NFC because I didn't look at the NFC just yet. Let me see. Packers by 7. Okay, I see y'all money. Okay, Void, thank you, bro. Thumbs up. Always looking out, man. Love you, bro. Always looking out, man. Appreciate it. All right. NFC. So we already know Eagles, number 1 seed, Vikings, 2, 11-3, beat the Colts, 49ers, clinched their division, 10-4, Bucks, right? They lost against Cincinnati. They're 6-8, but they're still at the top of their division. Cowboys clinched their playoff spot even though after their win, and my New York Giants, right? We in the mother effing playoff picture, baby. I mean, we was in there the whole majority of the time though, but and the Commanders are still in it too, even after that update. So if I look at the teams in the hunt, you have the Seattle Seahawks. You got the Seattle Seahawks who have a 19% chance being 500. The Lions, right? Very dangerous team. They have a 57% chance of making it. Oh, I should have factored that in too when it came to the Packers. Because the Lions right now, they're looking really good. They're looking like a really, really good football team right now. So if anything, coming out of that division, the Lions have a way better chance of making the playoffs. But that's entirely up to how the Packers what's the result of this game tonight. All right. So I mean, and we're checking it out here though, too. Panthers, Falcons, and the Saints, all 5-9, opposed to I'm just trying to get back to the NFC, opposed to the Bucks, who are 6-8. So I mean, we already know there's 3 games left in the week. I mean, in the season. So we gotta see how these games play out. But more than likely, I just don't see the Bucks losing their top spot. But I may or may not be wrong. Right? So we had a lot to talk about. I'm creeping up on an hour. Do y'all got anything else for me before I head out of here? Let me know, man. Like and subscribe. And hit that bell, that notification button, just so whenever I go live, you guys can tap in. I keep telling people, man, I need more football people on here. Nah, y'all good? All right, man. I always appreciate when you guys come on here and chat up a storm, man. I love it. I love it, man. Right. So thank you all for attending the Cash Sports podcast. I had a great time, honestly. I love today's podcast. I love the fact that you guys came in here and engaged, and we talked some football, some like-minded people. You know, we definitely agreed on some things, but I want to get some people here that I completely disagree with. So if you guys know any Cowboys fans that I can shit on, you know, bring them on stage, man. Bring them on here, because go toe to toe, talk some shit. um, Also, you know, stay tuned. That's why I say hit that bell, that notification coming up, because I will be doing giveaways. That's right, I will be doing giveaways in the near future. So please, 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 right? Look out towards that. And also, I will be having the Twitch up and running. So I will be streaming me playing on my PS5, me being a lazy fuck and playing video games all day, every day. Not all day, every day, but I mean, I'm gonna be, you know, playing some games and uploading some games as I'm playing. So it just kind of gives me more time to stream and at the same time do what I love at the same time, you know. So show your support. That's why I said the Cash App is strictly optional, which is at the bottom. But what I value more is you guys, you know, being part of the Cash Sports community, so we can just continue to have fun, continue to talk about sports, and talk about the thing we love the most. That's right, y'all already know what it is. It's Cash Sports, right? So thank you. Have a wonderful day, and this is Cash Sports.